right, welcome everybody to round two. We've got a pair of 1-0 players right here. Let's tell them both that they are good to go, and let's get started with the action. Ooh, I see a Grenahen in hand, Aqua.
Oh man,
Gonna be my new
I'm
pet
I'm
favorite
doing the
card.
Grenahen dance if you can see it in the video.
Alrighty, well, we've told our players they are good to go. On the other side of things, Johnkkez is looking at a hand of 2 power, an Anya, a Smite, a Bring to Justice, a Maveloft Huntress, and a Silver Knight. You know, it's a little low on power, which may make Johnkkez want to toss it back, but it actually looks pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this 8-drop being in the starting hand, but I'm pretty sure they're probably either gonna just plunder it or they're gonna obviously they kept it for a reason. They kept this hand for a good reason. It must be because of the power, and they know that they can work off of this with the draw 2 cards.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you got
like
the
I like
Grenahen.
Notorious's hand here. You know, they were a little far away on the shadow here, and you know this is not when you want to draw Krull, but that's okay. I think with the Grenahen and the Wisdom, this seems like a very keepable hand. It's just a little bit of a shame that 2 of your cards are not really castable.
Yeah, Krill is kind of like the annoying in-law that always shows up to Thanksgiving dinner. Like, he's coming, he's coming, and you just kind of have to deal with him.
All right, Johnkkez is going to toss that back, actually.
Okay.
So that makes sense. That hand was a little tight on power. Instead, going to keep one with 2 power and 2 Wisdom of the Elders, Island's favor. So this one has a lot more early action. Okay, beseech the throne here. Yeah, Johnkkez, this Huru control deck is just going to take some time to sculpt its hand. It's not really going to do much in the early game. Here comes that Grenahen. Draw a Stealth Strike off the top. Love Grenahen. It just packs so much little value into this little chicken.
Yeah, this is probably the best card out of the Stormbreak deck. That might offend a lot of people, but I said it.
And GHP getting their shadow influence little by little. You know, with this Feln painting, they're going to get up to 3, which is going to be able to get their Krull later on. And yeah, here's 4 right here. They're going to get this at any cost. It's probably very unlikely to ever get to that 12 damage mode. I mean, getting 12 shadow influence is going to be pretty tough. Or at least in the early game. In the late game, maybe you could get it out that far, but it's going to be pretty tough. But even as just a 3 cost, deal 3 damage, decay lifesteal is still pretty solid.
I keep my Feln painting on the front of the fridge so my mom can see it.
It's the best place for your Feln painting for sure. All right, Anya here. Aegis. You can't lose Aegis as long as Anya has an Aegis. So face Aegis for Johnkkez is going to keep it as long as Anya's out there, and Grenahen's not attacking through a 3-2. So the only thing with this matchup is settle back, everyone, because both of these decks are going to be playing a value game, and it might take a while to get a winner here.
Johnkkez's deck is just pretty much all Aegis, by the way. I skimmed through the rest of it, and it's just Aegis.
That's pretty effective against GHP. I mean, GHP's deck is going to be doing a lot of point and click removal, point and click damage, and when you just have a lot of Aegis, that's a good way to deal with it. I love bringing Helio, which needs a ton of primal influence, and at any cost, which needs a bunch of shadow influence to the same deck. All right, here comes that Genev Merchant. Johnkkez is going to look at Permafrost, Cyber Combustion, Edict of Lenrai, Replication Cell, or Helio.
I bet he picks Permafrost.
Actually,
To
so he's
stun.
I actually like taking Replication Cell here is pretty nice because GHP is probably not going to be pressuring your life total too much, and being able to get a relic out that you can just keep spitting out value units is going to be pretty nice. I'm not sure what they're going to replicate here, though. I guess the Genev Merchant, but you can only go to the market so many times before that stuff's being useful. Attacking in for 2.
Notice that unit has Aegis.
Sure does. Oh, and here comes that Builder's Decree. I like that. So that's going to be able to take a non-power card, and it's going to go ahead and get an 8/8. Thanks to that Amplify.
Johnkkez is gaining momentum here. There's definitely a shift of play going on.
Ooh, and I love this. Play the Maveloft Huntress onto your 8/8, imbue that, so now your 2-drop is a 10/9 killer.
Did he plunder?
Pretty good. Don't think so.
Okay.
Stealth Strike though, so Stealth Strike's pretty sweet because of having all the Shadow Influence. That's basically just a kill spell. It has Deadly, so straight up kill spell is going to take out that 8/8, drop the Huntress down to a 2/1. But we're going to follow it up with another Builder's Decree. This time, we're going to make a pair of 9/9s.
Pop, pop.
Thanks, Magnitude. We're going to get that pair of 9/9s, and instead, we're going to follow. Well, in response to that, we're going to fire off that at any cost so it doesn't get taken away.
Wow.
Ooh, Stealth Strike off the top. GHP has done a great job with these these stealth strikes. Been able to take out some units, destiny them off the top.
Very aggressive. And here comes Krull.
Krull in the mode. Krull in the mode that you don't see very often, which is a 7/7 on board. But here it is, and actually, still it does work there. But here comes the Huntress, gonna imbue on a 9/9.
Oh my!
11/10 killer.
This is vicious. This, Can I just start rooting for this deck right now? Johnnkez' deck to win the whole thing.
It's pretty sweet. And here comes that replication cell. I wonder if they're gonna what are they gonna sack here? Yeah, they're gonna sack their merchant, so they can get a merchant every turn now, essentially. At any cost, still only 3 damage. GHP at 7 Shadow Influence. I don't know how realistic GHP's deck is at getting that up to 12. Here we go. Gonna know when to hold him. Gonna hit a Krull.
Another Krull, but he's locked up.
But hey, can they reanimate? Oh, gonna reanimate another a Grenahan. I was curious about reanimating that Krull. I guess you can't. I wonder if you can do that. Anyone in chat, can you reanimate a Krull after the know when to hold him, because it says you can't play that card. I wonder if you can still reanimate it though. Not sure.
I've never had to reanimate a Krull.
Yeah, I've never seen a Krull reanimating another Krull, but potentially you can. I assume that's what GHP would have played out. So if not, maybe they weren't able to because of the can't play it clause. But no, I think it's just that. No, I think it's just that card you can't play. So I think he could have reanimated Krull. But anyway, gonna reanimate that Grenahan. Gonna draw a card off of it. But Johnkkez is doing work here. And Johnkkez now has a Svetya and a Helio in hand. So the punches keep on coming. Chicken doing what it does best. Draw a card and jump block. Or draw a card and get sacked. Those are its modes.
Oh, man. He draws the...
Helio drawing 4 cards. And look at this. GHP up to 10 Shadow.
Okay, all right.
With action, here comes the Shadow symbol. So starting next turn, GHP's at any cost are going to be turned on. Just wanted to prove me wrong here on coverage. Both of these will be turned on this game.
This is amazing. We got to see that 8-cost Krull that we didn't think was going to come out, and now we get to see the at any cost come out that we didn't think were going to come out.
Silver Knight, kill an enemy unit. Again, so much gas in Johnkkez' hand though, as if they didn't have a huge board already. They have
lots of Aegis,
Svetya and Helio, lots of Aegis, market access. You're right. They just have so much going on.
Shield.
All right, another Stealth Strike. GHP staying in this. Another Stealth Strike. Gonna go down to 10.
Did he has a oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he played that sword earlier.
Yep, exploit here. Exploit gonna see Svetya and Helio. Gonna take a Helio.
The duelist played.
Yeah, the duelist played. Johnkkez did. Does he only have 1 in hand? Because Johnkkez did play 1 already. Oh, and here you go. Okay, so this is an interaction I missed. You had mentioned this earlier. The Grand Builder has 2, so he does have another one. Okay. You had mentioned this earlier. I kind of skipped over it, but Grand Builder does have the summon of gain 3 influence, so that's a way that GHP can pump up that shadow influence for these at any cost as well.
Yeah, I used that in my Forge last night, and it was the dream team. I had that in that 1/1 with the lifesteal shadow.
Look at this turnaround. That's 24 lifesteal damage to the face. All of a sudden now 34 to 5. Although the only thing I'm worried about on GHP side is that was nice to do that 24 lifesteal damage, but if you're out of gas, if you got nothing else to do, you're still behind on board, which is a little tough. Ooh, no one to hold him here. Okay. Interesting. Remember, this is still game one, folks. This is quite the
Five.
matchup.
One.
Treasure Trove first. Draw a Rindra. Okay, so remember, Svetya's ability is the enemy player can't play units until their next turn. So GHP not playing any units this turn. Hey, Anya, another one of those Aegis friends of yours. That's just going to be it. Thanks to that Svetya. Oh, no, GHP only going down to 4. Still has one more chance here. Well, these cards don't do much, so it's really going to come down to what GHP could possibly get off of this no one to hold them. Can't afford to get a Kroll, but get a see the Stealth Strike. Here comes that Rindra there. Ooh, Speaking Circle. If the door wasn't shut before, it's shut now, and Johnkkez is going to take that one. Take that game one.
GG's. That was a great game one.
That was close. That was quite a back and forth there. But congrats to Johnkkez taking the first game over NotoriousGHP. Whew, catch a breather there, folks. That was only game one. We got plenty more of that matchup where we're going. See if we got any results from the back tables here in round 2. Looks like Aroma Nova took it 2-0 over Ambivalent Thoughts, but everyone else is still going as well. So yeah, it seems like we got a lot of close expedition action.
Oh, is this us going over the decks new? Is this a new deck showcase mode? That's what chat's calling it.
No, chat likes this the deck list view we have pulled up. So that was thanks to one of our good friends MLTN at helping out a lot behind the scenes. Does a lot of nice graphical work. So that's something that we built out here. A nice new deck list viewer for everyone to see. So hopefully everybody appreciates that. If everybody likes that, let us know in the chat if you like our new deck list viewer. We wanted to make sure that we bring the highest quality to these tournaments and streams for you. All right, they're ready for game 2, so let's head back down to the action here.
It says Aroma Nova's already won 2-0.
Mm-hmm. All righty. So it looks like GHP keeping a hand of... Actually, GHP going down to 6, unfortunately. Good there. Make sure John knows that they're good to go. So NotoriousGHP had to mulligan to 6 here, and it's a hand. I mean, they do have a Suffocate, but I'm not sure Suffocate's super relevant in this one. But we've got Shadow Symbol, Primal Sigil, Helio, Suffocate, no one to hold them and add any cost. Not a bad hand, but doesn't seem great for this matchup.
Oh man, I can't wait to see Johnkkez go up against Aroma Nova. I'm looking at Aroma Nova's deck right now. That looks good. All right, cool.
John is keeping a hand of 2 power, Equalize, Duelist Blade, Speaking Circle, Genev Merchant, second copy of Equalize. You know, Equalize is a banger in the format, but against GHP's deck, which is not really that reliant on units and is more about damage and card draw, I'm not sure Equalize is that great in this matchup.
Supermarket sweep. Already in the market.
Yeah, gonna grab that replication cell right off the bat here. You know what card is gonna be good in the matchup though is Speaking Circle. And if Johnkkez can manage to keep hitting their power and land a Speaking Circle on turn 6, that's gonna be tough for GHP to deal with. But no power in hand for Johnkkez, so thankfully they drew a Wisdom there, or else they weren't gonna be able to hit their power, and now they draw 2 more. So huge Wisdom of the Elders off the top there. And GHP is the first one to miss, also missing on power. Both of these players light on power, but here you go. Johnkkez is able to blink first.
That's that Duelist Blade that I think won him that last game too.
Yeah, and there is that primal symbol. This is awkward because drew power for the turn, but it's a depleted symbol here. GHP is going to know when to hold them. Let's see what they're going to grab. Grab a Vara's Favor. Okay. That's not. I think that may be a new achievement. Getting a Vara's Favor off of knowing to hold them is not something you see very often. But here we are, missing power again. So GHP stuck at 4, and this is going to be awkward because Johnkkez is going to slam Speaking Circle here.
Wow, I think you called it.
Fluctuate Reality is the first card. Opum's Technique is the second card. And what was the third one? Pristine Light. So gonna Opum's Technique to create and draw a random Sentinel. And you know, Aqua, it's games like this where Speaking Circle, the 3 cards that you randomly draw off of those almost don't even matter. Like they do, but that's not really what this game is about. It's just about the Speaking Circle sticking and staying on board, right? It really just anything. Any 3 cards are just fine at this point. There you go. That Duelist Blade, like you said, dealing its damage, putting GHP all the way down to 9.
What is that 4/6?
Yeah, so that's what he got off the random Sentinel draw. So it's a 4/6. When you amplify a card, play a Valkyrie with +1/+1 for each amplify and flying. So there is actually some amplify. It could come up because there is some amplify in John's deck.
He's just beating him down though with this relic weapon.
I mean, this is game next turn unless GHP can do something about it. And this does not have deadly, so just gonna pop the Face Aegis. Not enough shadow influence. GHP getting a little power screwed here. You know, they still have 7 power, so it's tough to call it power screwed, but it was just a little awkward how the power played out. They were on a mold of 6. They were never really able to deploy the cards on time. And yeah, that's just gonna be it. Johnkkez with a quick game 2 win.